Welcome to the course Depreciation, Alternate Investment and Profitability Analysis. We are continuing with module 2, that is alternative investment. In this lecture, I will cover a new alternative investment technique, that is called incremental rate of return. The incremental internal rate of return is an analysis which computes the fiscal return to an investor where there are two or more competing investment opportunities concerning different amount of investments. The analysis is applied to the difference between the cost of the two investments. In this method, the cash flow connected with the cheapest alternative is subtracted from the cash flow associated with the more expensive alternative to arrive at a differential cash flow for different alternatives, and then an internal rate of return analysis is conducted on this difference. Based just on quantitative analysis, one selects the more expensive investment opportunity if only it has an incremental internal rate of return higher than the acceptable minimum acceptable rate of return, that is MARR. Through examples, the above concept is demonstrated in this lecture. However, the above method is not free from weakness. There are qualitative issues such as whether there is an incremental increase in risk associated with the more expensive investment. Therefore, the investor must be advised to weigh a variety of factors besides just the incremental internal rate of return before making an investment decision. Now, the objective is of the problem which we are going to see, or example we are going to see, is that given the capital investment, estimated lifespan of capital investments, annual operating cost and annual earnings, compare three different investments based on incremental rate of return method for the selection of the best investment. This is example number 1. The example number 1 tells that there are three construction plan A, B and C before a contractor. Plan A involves construction of 2 floors, plan B 3 floors and plan C 4 floors. The details of the financial layout of these floors are given below in the table. We will just see that table. The contractor is asked to select a plan based on incremental rate of return. If the minimum acceptable rate of return is 5%, presume that estimated life of the construction work for all the plans is 60 years and the land on which the building is to be made as well as its development cost does not depreciate, that is salvage value of the land is 100%. Now, we see the table which gives the details of these plans. So, let us calculate annual capital recovery of building for plan A. This will be 3 lakh into I divided by 1 minus 1 plus I minus 60. This comes out to be 3 lakh into 0.052828, which comes out to be rupees 15848.45. Now, annual maintenance is 10,000. So, total annual cost of the building equal to this plus this is 25848.45. Basically, this plus this is this. Annual receipt of rent is 60,000. So, annual profit is this 60,000 minus this value. This comes out to be 34151.55. Now, total investment for plan A is equal to 51 5,10,000 . So, rate of return equal to 34151.55 divided by 5,10,000 is equal to 6.696%. Now, if we calculate it for plan B, annual capital recovery for plan B is equal to 430,000 into I divided by 1 minus 1 plus I to the power minus 60. This comes out to be 4,30,000 into 0.052828. This comes out to be rupees 22716.12. Annual maintenance is rupees 12,000. So, total annual cost for plan this plus this is equal to 3471612. Annual receipt of rent is equal to 85,000. Annual profit this minus this comes out to be 50283.88. Total investment in plan B is equal to 6,40,000. This is given as data in the table. So, rate of return comes out to be 7.857%. This is nothing but this divided by this into 100. Similarly, we can calculate for plan C. Plan C. Now, annual capital recovery for plan C is equal to 590,000 into I divided by 1 minus 1 plus I minus 60. This is 590,000 into 0.05282818 comes out to be 31168.63. Annual maintenance is equal to 14,000. Total annual cost is equal to this plus this comes out to be 45168.63. Now, annual receipt of rent is equal to 1 lakh. So, annual profit is equal to this minus this is equal to 54,831.37. Total investment in plan C is equal to 8 lakh. This is the data which is given in the table. So, rate of return is equal to 6.854%. Now, if we see the results of plan A, plan B and plan C, all the plans are offering a return greater than 5%, and my minimum acceptable rate of return was 5%, and hence all the plans are acceptable as far as they are crossing the minimum rate of return, or they are giving more return than the minimum rate of return. But if I do the incremental rate of return analysis, the picture becomes more clear. Now, if I go for the incremental rate of return, then this is plan A, plan B, plan C. Annual profit $34,151.5. This is 5283.88. This is 54,831.37. Total investment is 5,10,000, 6,40,000, and 8 lakhs. Rate of return (6.696%), 7.857%, and 6.854%. Now, if you see the extra investment above the next lower investment, so you find this is the lowest investment. Now, if I deduct this from this, so the extra investment here is 130. If I deduct this from this, this becomes now extra income in comparison to next lower is 16132.33, 4547.49. Now, this minus this is this minus this is this. Now, if I find out the return on extra investment, I find here 12.41% and this is 2.842%. How this is calculated? This is extra income 16132.33, 16132.33, this divided by this into 100 becomes this. Similarly, this divided by this is this. So, what is my conclusion? Now, we will observe that this percentage is less than 5%, which is my minimum return which I require. So, what we see that as in incremental rate of return, the incremental rate of return shows maximum return for plan B. This is the maximum return for plan B I am getting, and hence it should be selected. So, my selection will be plan B in this case. The extra money amounting to 1,60,000, I will not go for plan C. Now, I have the extra money with me, which is amounting to 1,60,000, if available, should be invested in such a place like bank, which will give the MARR equal to or more than 5% rather than investing in plan C. So, if the extra money is available, I will not go for plan C, because if that extra money will fetch me only 2.842% profit, whereas if I put that extra money into the bank, at least I will get 5% or more than 5%, which is MARR. So, based on this, my selection will be the B. So, if I put that extra money into the bank and suppose I get only 5% interest, then my profit will be 50,283.88 plus 0.05 into 1,60,000, which comes out to be rupees 58,283.88, which is more than this. So, this will be logical to put this 1,60,000 rupees into some bank and at least earn 5%, and if I do so, my profit will be maximized. In this case, I get this profit 58,283, but if I put it into the plan C, I get only 54,831.37. Let us summarize today's lecture. We have seen how to use the incremental rate of return method. Though the problem which we have taken, there we find that all the plans are okay as far as minimum rate of return is concerned, because all were giving more than 5%. But when we go for the incremental rate of return, then out of 3, one plan which was giving incremental rate of return more than 5, and in this case plan B which was giving 12.41, came out to be the winner. So, where rate of return may confuse in many cases, when we do the incremental rate of return, it clearly comes out that which plan is a better plan to invest. Thank you.